In today's episode, we put together our top 5 fights for Joseph Parker.
All right, let's bring us on to number 2. So what you got for it, sub?
All right, it's an interesting one, this one, Baz. Coming in at number 2, Baz, I've got Ajit Caballero, Stroke Bakole. And I tell you why, Baz, because
Who told you strokes were allowed?
I believe I believe the IBF have ordered them two to fight. So there is something there in place. So potentially it's not a fight that's going to happen next for Joe.
You proper
Parker.
flim-flammed on that one, didn't you? Like,
yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Before the order came in, I was thinking one of those two would be great for Joe Parker.
Who, out of them two, then, who do you think would be like? Who would you prefer to see fight Joe Parker?
I think
the
Bakole fight would be explosive because you've got
Bakole.
He's a bit of a cumbersome fighter, a lot of power, and he's a bit slow.
Does he sell tickets now, though? Do you think
the name is building? The name is building with Bakole because he got the win over Anderson and
an emphatic win as well.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people weren't expecting him to get the win there, so he's kind of built his name a bit off that. We've had Bob Arum moaning about that fight as well recently, saying what a terrible fight it was for Anderson to fight Bakole, and he didn't advise it. He advised Anderson not to do it because it was a major risk there, but the money was just too good.
He wanted to bubble wrap him some more.
He wanted to get a bit more cash out of him, get those takeover fights.
His cash cow's gone. So
keep doing what they're doing, almost like with Wilder.
It's always the way with these American. Like, I hate to be generic with it, but it happens quite a lot with the American fighters.
I think it's just fighters in general, but in terms of the
heavyweights, promoters.
Obviously you had Wilder. He was protected in a way for ages, wasn't he?
That's what I mean.
And then now it's kind of been found out. Obviously age has got to him as well. And on these Riyadh cards, Baz, no one can hide, which is the great thing.
Safe.
That's just a great thing. If you're good enough, you'll go on and you fight again. Yeah. And even if you give a good account of yourself, then you still get another fight. But you know the way they should start these Riyadh cards up before they should announce it. The O has got to go because there's no one. No one's got no. They're all losing it. Yeah. But I think Bakole is a good fight for Joe Parker. He'll feel that he'll have the speed to get in and out there and keep him off. It could be similar to like that Joe Joyce fight that he had, which didn't quite go so well for Parker, but
he's a different fighter now.
It's different fighter. He's teamed up with George Lockhart. He's been working with Andy Lee. He's got the nutrition right. Everything's working for Joe Parker at the moment. So I think that's the one. Obviously, Ajit Caballero is he's been making his name off these Riyadh cards as well. He's a good fighter, and I want to see him in big fights as well. So out of the two, I think I'd go Bakole, Baz. Okay, at number 2.
All right, cool. All right, well that brings us up on to our number 1 sub.
How comes you get the number 1 slot, Baz?
I'm the best. This is because I smashed it so hard on our last competition.
Okay, we won't talk about that. Okay, all right, come on, Baz. Give me a number 1 slot for Joe Parker.
It's got to be Daniel Dubois, isn't it? Daniel Dubious. It's got to be done.
It's a great fight there. And it ticks loads of boxes, doesn't it, Baz? Because you got Parker. He wants another world title shot. For those of you don't know, he had a world title early on in his career, and then he lost it to AJ. He can get it back potentially against Daniel Dubois, and it's a big fight. Daniel Dubois' name's exploded since getting the win over Anthony Joshua. I think that's a great fight, Baz.
And to be fair, even if he lost it, which is possible considering how Daniel Dubois showed up last fight, it's one of them fights. He could probably get a rematch out of it. So
I hate these rematches, Baz. Don't talk to me about rematches. Every time I see the word rematch, I get annoyed. Why do we need to have so many rematches? Just have a great fight, enjoy the fight, and then move on. And then maybe
if it was that good, we want to see it again, sub. What can I say?
Just let it marinate a bit, Baz. Like, why did I keep throwing these rematches? Just like I don't want to see AJ Dubois next. Dubois got the win. Move on.
But you have to, sub, because look, look at Andy Ruiz fight. See, he lost to Andy Ruiz. He come back. He smashed him up. Well, he didn't really smash him up. To be fair, he just fought.
He boxed off the back foot.
He boxed clever.
Yeah, and actually, Andy Ruiz, he didn't make the top 5 in here, but I think he could. There's a case to slot him in somewhere on this one.
Yeah, I mean, we did think about him, didn't we? But I think Ruiz wouldn't be a bad shout as well, to be fair.
Yeah, he had the draw with Miller, didn't he? And some were saying Miller won that. I think Andy Ruiz just done enough to edge it. But no, that's a good one, Baz. Dubois, number 1. Big question is, will it happen? Because there's been talk to that rematch, as we said, with Anthony Joshua.
Yeah,
you need to get on the blower to Turkey, see what's going on.
Yeah, I'll give him a bell. I'll give him a bell later.
Baz, let's just throw it from the bottom. So at number 5 we had Franklin. 4 we had White. 3 we had Fabio Wardley. 2 we had Ajit Caballero, stroke BAKOLE, but more BAKOLE. And number 1 we had Daniel Dubois. That's our top 5 list of good fights that we'd like to see Joe Parker in next. Guys, if you don't agree with it and we're talking codswallop, then put it in the comments what you think would be your top 5 or even your top 1 next fight for Joe Parker.
That's it. Beautiful.